Hi there and welcome. It's Scott from Limitless and welcome to another episode of High Performance Habitudes. Don't want to mislead you. It is really a podcast. And if you haven't caught on already, a habitude is where we take your great attitude, combine it with some really cool habits and get amazing results. Today, we're talking about Paralympians and the lessons that Paralympians in gold can give us entrepreneurs. We'll be right back. You know, it was 1976 and I had a great honor to be a volunteer at the 1976 then called Physically Handicapped Olympics. And they were held in Toronto at the Etobicoke Olympium. And as I volunteered there for 2 weeks as part of the scouts there, I was assigned to work with a couple of athletes. And one athlete in particular I remember, Marvin. Marvin was a sprinter from Philadelphia, and he was 25 years of age. He was a blind sprinter, and his distance was 100 meters. Marvin had been born with sight, but through juvenile macular degeneration, lost sight between the ages of 10 and 12. So he had known sight. And I'd always admired, from that 1976 experience onwards, people who've been dealt curveballs in their life, whether it's disease, an accident, birth defects, whatever it is, all of a sudden they've got this major curveball, and yet they manage to rise and shine. And it's just an attribute that I like to take and put into the entrepreneurial lifestyle. Now, Marvin, the way I could help Marvin, I couldn't run as fast as he could. He could do the 100-meter dash in 11.1 seconds. But what I would do is I would stand down track of Marvin, 30 or 40 meters, depending on how quickly my legs would move. And I would call out his name, Marvin, 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 and run backwards. And he would follow my name all the way to the finish line. Of course, he was perfect at it. I wasn't. He was curving at the end, and I was trying to figure out as he crossed the finish line why he was curving. That's because I didn't run beyond the finish line. As soon as I crossed it, I moved off to the side, and of course, he kept following my voice. But seeing Marvin and the other Paralympian athletes, and I'm reminded that, upcoming this weekend, the opening ceremonies for the Paralympians in Korea are coming up. It is such an inspirational time to see these people who are true athletes, yes, but also innovators. 20, 30 years ago, sledge hockey, disabled running, wheelchair tennis, and I could go on and on with all the different sports that have been innovated because these folks saw a niche, or more importantly, a need to create something where they could still be athletic despite the differences that they have. And I think that's one of the key things that I really like, and I'm rambling on a little bit here, is these folks are missing something that the rest of society generally considers normal. And that's not so dissimilar from what entrepreneurs are, isn't it? We don't have necessarily the regular paycheck. We do not have the regular business structures that are there, that if we don't perform, we still get paid. We are, and then the word abnormal, exceptional, outstanding, you can wear that hat and you can wear it legitimately, just like the Paralympians do. But the Paralympians, too, have gone so far in terms of, if I keep that parallel with entrepreneurship going, market introduction and mainstay. Take a look at the sport sledge hockey. Sledge hockey was originally started for folks who were paraplegic from the waist down. They get into a modified sled, they've got some modified sticks, and they go on to a hockey rink and have a great game. Not only was the original target market thrilled with this option, but after the Olympics in 2010 here in Vancouver, able-bodied people started playing sledge hockey. So it's just an amazing sort of evolution to take a look at Paralympians who have been dealt the blows that many entrepreneurs and many people in general will crumble under. And that's sort of this is a very short podcast, but my question to you is, if your tank was full, in other words, fear had really disappeared and your passion was full on, what project would you undertake with sort of that Paralympian spirit, knowing that it's just something that you had to do, that it's outside the normal, that it's innovative? What project would you have to do? And because I don't just record podcasts, I actually try to live what I'm discussing with you folks here, is my commitment is I've always wanted to host my own events. And I've always had lots of events, but I've had sponsors and other companies overriding them. My major project goal to reduce fear and just be full on with a passion is to host my own entrepreneurial events. That's my commitment. I'm making that to you because I'm recording it here. What's your commitment? Take that Olympic spirit that's coming up over the next couple weeks. Watch some of those athletes and all the incredible things they can do. And just watch how small our normal barriers seem compared to what they're doing. Incredible inspiration for them. Incredible inspiration for us today. Have a great week, guys. We'll talk to you later. Cheers.